Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a tarot reading for the collective on the full moon in Sagittarius, which is happening this Thursday, May 23rd, 2024 at 9:52 a.m. Eastern Time. So we will be diving in to see what this full moon is bringing up, what we're going to be releasing with this full moon, and what the focuses and themes of the full moon are. So if you aren't familiar with full moons, in the spiritual, metaphysical kind of sense, full moons usually bring things to our awareness. It is when the moon is at its brightest point, which also means emotions are usually heightened and energies in general are usually heightened. Hence the releasing, because we normally have things come to our awareness that we need to work through or release. So before we dive right into that, I want to do a quick introduction for anyone who is new here. If you want to skip right to the reading, the timestamps are always below. So yeah. I am Marie. I am an intuitive tarot reader. I have been reading tarot for the past 4 years, maybe 5 almost. And I am also an artist of multiple forms. I handcraft these notebooks. I make waterproof stickers, other art items, and I also do witchcraft and wellness products. I have just recently released a new line of ritual oils. There is a love oil, a money oil, and a protection oil, which you can find on my website. And I also will be releasing some other witchcraft products soon. So yeah, I am a dreaming witch. And yeah, we are going to be getting right into the collective reading. One more thing before that, I would like to go over the previous new moon and full moon in Sagittarius, as I think it is helpful for us to look at the 6-month and year cycle of the current moon sign to help us understand how it may be impacting us if it has been something that has been reoccurring. So the last new moon in Sagittarius was December 12th, 2023, and the last full moon in Sagittarius was June 3rd, 2023. So again, it's just helpful to look at these dates to see if any reoccurring themes have been coming up. You can check your camera rolls, you can check your journals to see if, you know, similar things have been affecting you at these times. So that said, we are going to hop right into the collective reading. Thank you for watching. I hope that you get some helpful insight out of this reading. So as I just said, we will be looking at what this full moon is bringing up, what we are releasing, and then some oracle card pulls on what to focus on with this full moon energy. So Sagittarius is a Jupiter ruled sign. The keywords for Sagittarius are kind of like optimism, freedom, freedom loving, visionary, idealistic, generous. Some of the more negative kind of sounds are like possibly carelessness, recklessness, maybe being a little tactless, maybe being a little overly optimistic, but also philosophical things. So yeah. Sagittarius is a fire sign as well. And yeah, I just wanted to throw those keywords out there for you to understand the archetype of Sagittarius a little bit. So we are going to start with, what is this full moon in Sagittarius bringing up for the collective? And if you see me bending my cards, it's because I'm just breaking them in. They're kind of new, so I'm trying to get some readings done with them so that they are easily shuffled. So what is this full moon in Sagittarius bringing up for the collective? I believe we also have Jupiter moving into Gemini really soon. It's been in Taurus for a while, and we'll be shifting over into Gemini, which is also the opposite or sister sign of Sagittarius, which is kind of interesting to think about. But yeah, so let's see what is coming up with this full moon in Sagittarius for the collective. What is coming up with this full moon in Sagittarius for the collective? All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse to start, which is also the Jupiter card. And I was feeling like personal power was something coming through. And then, yeah, we have the Empress at the bottom here. So personal power and a changing of the fates. So with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, I'm thinking that we are resisting the way that fate is kind of pulling us. We are maybe making, I don't want to say bad decisions, but maybe not the most aligned decisions with us. 222 on the clock there. And so with this Jupiter energy, so Jupiter can be expansive, it can be abundance and whatnot, but that is very neutral. Jupiter And luck in general is neutral. So, you know, sure, good luck, bad luck, but luck itself is neutral. It goes one way or another depending on a lot of different circumstances and a lot of different variables. So how are you affecting your own luck? How are you affecting your own fate? Fate is neutral as well. Fate does not mean things will be good, does not mean they will be bad. It is just the wheels turning, and the wheel is trying to turn. But it feels like there is resistance here. There is a need for this personal power to be restored. I am feeling like, yeah, all right, we have the Six of Wands reversed underneath the Empress here. So I'm feeling like ego has been hurt. And, you know, some people hear ego and they're like, whoa. But what I mostly mean is that your sense of identity has been thrown off. There has been something that has occurred recently, the Hierophant reversed here, something that has occurred possibly within your personal relationships, possibly with just yourself, and generally in your connections, in your jobs, situations, that has kind of shifted your view of yourself, kind of shifted how you feel about yourself. And it could have even been like, I am feeling like maybe some people were not directly insulted, but maybe like insinuated that's like you're not good enough in some kind of way, and that this wheel is in reverse because you don't know how to move forward now. You don't really know what to do since you are working through these kind of identity things. But let's keep going. It's like biting off more than you can chew in a way. Like you got yourself into a situation where you're just kind of not really managing it very well. And it's not even that you're doing a bad job at managing it. It's just that something in you feels this isn't right, is like what I keep feeling. Like something feels like this isn't right. What else can we say? And we're like resisting an inevitable conversation, an inevitable change. 444 on the clock there. Yeah, this is something very important to your foundations. So this can be a very important relationship to you. We have the Three of Swords and the Hermit here. So like someone really important to you, a job that's very important, something that supports your foundations. What else can we say here about this full moon in Sagittarius? Right, we have the Four of Cups reversed. Yeah, so I'm feeling like this is very much like you want something different, but you're not really willing to look at the options right now. You're not really like willing to make a decision. We got the King of Wands down here. Very much, you know, trying to ground your view. And what is this? This is the moon in Cancer. So like staying comfortable. I feel like this is very much like, I don't want to leave my comfort zone, but you are also very uncomfortable with where you're at right now. What else can we say about this full moon in Sagittarius? And like, I keep feeling like that personal truth keeps coming up, like searching for your personal truth. And we might default back to the truth that society has given us, the truth that our family has given us. But there is a personal truth in you that is seeking to be understood, that is seeking to be lived through. Yeah, we got Judgment and the High Priestess here. This is something your intuition and your, like, you have been called to, and you have been feeling it. And I feel like this has been a message that has been coming through a lot, especially this is the card of Pluto. Since Pluto may have shifted into Aquarius, I can't remember exactly when that happened. It was some months ago, and it's retrograding back into Capricorn now before it makes its final ingress into Aquarius. So more of that reflection of that power, because Pluto is power. Pluto is power dynamics. It is control. It is also rebirth, death energy. So that personal power is coming up really strongly. What you are being called to, you feel a higher calling. You feel a calling to connect with new people, with new inspirations. But something is keeping you stuck. And it could be practical things keeping you stuck, you know, money, time, and whatnot. But you are being encouraged to find a way to start moving towards these things. All right, one more for what is coming up with this full moon in Sagittarius. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. And this is actually the Sun in Gemini card, which is funny because I believe the Sun just moved into Gemini today as I'm recording this, May 20th. So, woo! Mental energy, heavy mental energy, heavy resistance energy, heavy overthinking energy, heavy, kind of, you know, hurt, you know, the ending of something, but resisting that ending because this is in reverse. Mental energy is really, really crazy with this. I just really feel like this is like mind buzzing. Oh my God, we even have death reverse down here. What have you been resisting? What have you been resisting moving into? What have you been resisting releasing? I guess we'll get into that with what we're releasing here, but in the Eight of Swords even. So that's Jupiter in Gemini. So yeah, I definitely feel like as Jupiter is moving into Gemini, literally astrologically, that a lot of these things are going to continue coming up for us to address. So addressing the ways that you are using your skills, the ways that you are connecting with people, the ways that your beliefs are influencing your life, I think is going to really be coming to mental awareness these next, well, probably, you know, next few years, but especially these next few weeks as this moon is playing out. And we had a new moon in Taurus for this cycle. So the new moon and the full moon usually tie together. So the ways that the new moon in Taurus are coming to light with this full moon in Sagittarius. I know there was a lot about, I think that one was a lot about like making decisions and secrecy coming up. So those secrets may be getting exposed. That's where the truth comes in with Sagittarius and having to work with that truth. We got Judgment back at the bottom here. And yeah, that Six of Wands back here. You know, you may be holding yourself tight to an identity that you just no longer align with. And, you know, I get that. Our egos feel comfortable when we hold on to that, but you are feeling called and pulled into something new, and it's time to follow that direction. So let's get into what we are releasing with this full moon in Sagittarius. What are we releasing with this full moon in Sagittarius? But yeah, so like I was saying, a lot of secrecy that was coming up with that new moon in Taurus. And that could have been not fully revealed until this full moon. So it's time to like make decisions based off of what you have learned, what has been revealed to you. I know a lot of people were saying how their jobs were hiding things or doing things that in secret that only were just being revealed, and how it affects, you know, their work. So working to find a new job, working to stick up for yourself in the workplace may be a big thing for a lot of people. So what are we releasing with this full moon in Sagittarius? What are we releasing? We have the Five of Pentacles reversed. All right, that's that, you know, woe is me kind of card. That is, we are releasing that, you know, feeling of being left out in the dark. What do we have down here? Three of Cups reversed. Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling like there has been a lot of feeling, 11:11 on the clock there, a lot of feeling like we do not have the support we need to make these decisions. What is this? Mercury in Taurus, and Mercury, I believe, is in Taurus. So definitely feeling like we don't have that support. We don't have that mental energy. And this is Mercury in Cancer. So a lot of more mental stuff, a lot of more mental support, a lot of more supporting our ideas. And I am definitely just feeling like we are releasing that, you know, scarcity mindset, but more so in the sense of our connections. Like, I don't think it's just about like not having enough money. I think it's about not having enough people and support around us. What else? Or enough knowledge as well. Enough knowledge of how to move forward. What else are we releasing with this full moon in Sagittarius? What else can we say here for what we are releasing? The Tower reversed. More of that trying to hold it together, trying not to let the Tower fall. The Tower is falling, and we have the Sun on the bottom. So you're resisting your own happiness, your own fulfillment by not letting this Tower fall, by not letting this situation go, by not leaning on the support that you do have, and like finding the people, the places, the things that make you feel fulfilled, that make you feel supported, that make you feel understood. By not seeking those out, by trying to continue to hold on to this foundation that is not holding, this foundation that is falling apart. Yeah, all right, we got the Sun and Strength down here. Ace of Wands, I skipped one. We have the Nine of Wands. All right, so yeah, we are being pulled towards things that are more aligned with us, that are more fulfilling for us, that literally will bring us the actual kind of joy that we want. But it is hard to get through. It does take strength. It does take boundaries. It does take, you know, potential separation. This is actually the Moon in Sagittarius card, Nine of Wands. So there is definitely that sense of that personal power, that personal 3-3, that personal space and time to understand what it is you want. What else can we say? Or what we are releasing. What else can we say for what we are releasing with this full moon in Sagittarius? The Empress. All right, yeah. So that personal power is coming back. We got the Six of Cups down here. That personal power, that self-doubt, and yeah, like I feel like it's kind of coming back to that energy of feeling like we need to do everything on our own. You know, the Empress pairs with the Emperor. They are a team. They work together to make sure that, you know, the kingdom or the emperor, I don't know, that their people are fed, that their resources are utilized properly. And coming back to this self-love, and yeah, so the Six of Cups down here, I'm feeling like this is like an energy of overly thinking about, oh, come on, brain, about ways that we feel like we may have done things wrong in the past, and like kind of like rewriting the story in our mind. The Magician reversed. Yeah, so like more of that self-doubt. I feel like we're releasing self-doubt. We are moving towards things that feel more empowering for us. And that Judgment is reversed down here again. So really following that inner calling, that inner knowing, that that guiding light that is pulling us. That is also the card of Venus. I'm sorry, I like lost my train of thought for a moment. The card of Venus, so releasing, I think worries is a big one here. Like really releasing that scarcity mind that things aren't gonna work out. King of Swords, King of Cups reversed. Yeah, needing to really get in touch with our emotions. There is a lot of knowledge that comes with your emotions. Even if your emotions are not technically correct, they don't need to be correct to be valid, but we need to listen to them too. They are telling us something important. They are signaling to us at all times something for us to learn from. So that is that. I am going to move into the focuses and themes of this full moon in Sagittarius. Focuses and themes of this full moon in Sagittarius. Focuses and themes for the collective for this full moon in Sagittarius. I'm also feeling like that's Empress is kind of signaling like knowing what to give attention to and knowing what to kind of ignore. So yeah, the tower kind of coming down and us kind of feeling lost out here. our attention may be pulled into a lot of different directions. So using that discernment to really know which things to actually give your attention to. All right, so what are we focusing on with this full moon in Sagittarius? What are the themes that we are focusing on with this full moon in Sagittarius? Integrity, more of that leading with your heart, working within your values. What else? What else? What else? Gratitude. Being thankful for the journey, being thankful for things and experiences that you have had. And that does not mean that you have to deny that, you know, we have had hard experiences, but to lean on the things that are, you know, that you are grateful for. And you can start as small as you are grateful that you woke up. You are grateful that you have a bed to sleep in. You are grateful that you have friends to talk to. You are grateful for the water that you have access to, because not everyone has that. And that's sad, but true. You know, start small if you need to. Focusing on the things we are grateful for in our life really does shift our perspective, really does shift our mindset from the, you know, overly negative kind of area. What else? And believe. All right, that optimism that comes with Sagittarius, I think we need to be leaning into that a little bit more and working from a space of integrity, working towards the things that we actually believe, the things that we value, and having gratitude that we have this ability to make these choices, having gratitude for the things that have taught us. You know, again, you do not have to be grateful for things that were hard, that were painful. But be grateful that you have made it through. Be grateful that you have resilience. And I don't like to tell people what to be grateful for, because everyone gets there on its own journey. But like I said, start as small as you need to. And then believe. Believe that you will be making it through. Believe that all of this is for a reason. That all of this is leading somewhere bigger. That all of this is going to contribute to your journey and to bring you to that sun card we had earlier, to that success, to that personal fulfillment, to that personal power. This is also a number 4 card, and that comes back to those foundations, which we need to let some foundations fall so that we can rebuild them stronger, so that we can rebuild them with our integrity. We can be grateful that we have the chance to rebuild, and believe in ourselves, believe in our journey, and find the people and the places and things that support those beliefs, that support what you believe in, that support your values, that you are aligned with. Because at this point, it's feeling like we're staying a little stuck in areas that we have outgrown. It is feeling like, and this has been an energy that has been ongoing, I feel like, where the collective is really on the cusp of growing into something new, where a lot of people have a lot of ambition that they want to put out there, but it is not what they have been doing. It is something totally new. It is something that would take a lot of courage, a lot of, you know, change, and that is scary, and that's understandable. We, you know, are habitual creatures. We like to stay where we know there is, you know, safety, where we can predict things, where we are used to. It is, you know, a very courageous act to actually let this tower fall and to really step into that new phase. And that's what I think we are being called to do, is reinforce that belief, that self-love, that, you know, these things will work out. These, you know, once everything settles, it will settle for the better in the long run. And, you know, that doesn't have to feel good in the moment. And I don't like to bypass those feelings, because I get it. As it crumbles, it's crumbling. This person is being stabbed by 10 swords. It doesn't feel good. It's not going to feel good in the moment. But I think if we try to keep our mind on how this is working towards our growth, it'll alleviate some of that. So I think that is all that I have for this reading. I don't think there is much more to dive into here. The key takeaways are that personal power, those, beliefs that we are working on, those new phases, letting this wheel move back to the upright so that we can co-create with fate. Fate, like I said before, is neutral. The wheel is going to turn one way or another. If it turns in our favor, if it turns not in our favor, we have some say in that. We don't have complete say. We can't control everything, but we can co-create with our circumstances. If you just sit back and let things happen to you and let life do what it's doing and just be like, well, why is this all happening to me? You're not putting in the effort to create what you actually want. So I think that's what we really come back to this integrity card for, is like, what do you value? What do you really want to be working towards? How can you get more aligned with your values and your integrity? And yeah, so I think that is that. And I thank you for watching this. I hope that it was helpful and empowering for whoever it reaches. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can do so in the link in the description box. If you would like to purchase one of my ritual spell oils, you can also find those only on my website, not on my Etsy. And if you would like one of my notebooks or other art that I create, you can find that on my website as well. And if you wanted a custom one, you can shoot me an email and we could talk about it. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you feel called to do to help me grow my channel. And I thank you, and I will see you at the next reading.